The southwest Missouri town of Pierce City was nearly wiped off the map. This is amateur video of what did the damage.
This is not good.
It wasn't even the worst of tornadoes. An F3 is what it's called. But it's hard to imagine what a stronger tornado would have done. This is what was. And now, 1 year later, what is no more. Most of the town has been demolished. A massive rebuilding effort is still underway. If Mayor Mark Peters wrote the headline 1 year later, he would quote Mark Twain.
The rumors of a death are greatly exaggerated.
Although it's hard to exaggerate the damage the twister did, even on the rooftop of this church. Like most of Pierce City, that cross is no longer where it was. Now it's on the church grounds, still bent but not broken, a symbol of a city that suffered but is now beating the odds.
The town didn't roll over and die.
When devastation comes in such a big way, victories come in small pieces. When the grocery store opened 10 months after it was blown away, that was a big deal.
Our complete commercial area, the 3-block area, was gone. No tax base, no income. We couldn't buy gas, we couldn't buy groceries. We couldn't do anything.
The town was on life support. Now it's in recovery, just like Dora Oliver. She was blown around inside her apartment last year.
About that time I thought, God, am I gonna die? You know, you don't know.
Swirling debris split her arm right open. A metal plate now holds her arm together. Some say all of Pierce City has shown its mettle. The town rallied to support Deborah Taunton in her darkest hour. She and her husband James ran to the town armory for shelter when the storm started to swirl. Part of the armory collapsed as James was leading his wife and some children to safety.
Everybody got in, but he didn't get in time. He got in, but just didn't get in far enough. And a double concrete rock wall fell over and he had severe head trauma.
Now, each year, Pierce City will recognize those who help others in James Taunton's honor.
I'm sorry it took a tragedy to bring it back to our focus, but so many of us know firsthand there's so much goodness on this earth.
My grandson and I come and we watch the airplanes. He loves to see them take off and land.
As a landmark, there are very few airports in the country that have places like this available for the public.
Well, years ago when my daughters were very small, we used to come out here on Sunday afternoon and watch the planes land and take off. And now we're bringing one of my daughter's children out to see it for the last time.
Well, you get to spend time with your family and you get to watch the planes.
My grandfather, when I was really young and spent summers with him, used to bring me out here. We just spent hours out here watching planes.
See the big guy taking off?
My son, he's a special need kid, and he loves to watch the planes taking off and landing.
It's kind of a sad day for us. It's the last time we'll be able to sit here and view the planes.
It's going to be sad when it's gone. There's nothing like this place. It really is the best place.
Don't disappoint the memories of the brave men and women whose graves you are going to decorate today.
These people died for our country, and we're just honoring them by putting these flags on it. It makes us feel really great.
Anybody need more flags?
This day is great. They fought in all these wars for our freedom, and it's nice just to put flags down in their honor.
It's just such a great honor. They could have soldiers doing it, but they're letting us do it instead.
We're honoring their husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, cousins, relatives. So we're honoring them.
I think it's the greatest thing because the flags represent all America and the people that live in it.
These soldiers died for us to live here in freedom.
To have the Boy Scouts here to place the stars and stripes on these white memorials of honor, making today a special tribute from a grateful nation, encourages me that our nation will be in good hands in years to come.
It's a Friday night in the ER. Keith Gepke is a registered nurse and a trauma specialist.
My name's Keith. I'm the nurse coming on shift.
He treats the most serious injuries.
From motor vehicle collisions, you get total body disfigurement. Sometimes motorcycle crashes are usually the worst.
Typically, each nurse tends to 4 patients at one time, but it's not just the patients who get attention.
She went over to X-ray, so they're just going to do chest and a shoulder and her upper arm there from where she fell.
Gepke also keeps family members up to date on how their loved ones are doing. His night starts with a briefing on each patient's status.
Thank you, dear. Good luck. Have a good night.
Thanks.
The ER nurse makes quick evaluations.
How far down the stairs did you fall?
The ER nurse prepares IVs.
If this doesn't work, what the plan's going to be is for me to put an IV in you for the weekend.
And the ER nurse assists physicians. Updating paperwork and charts can take as much time as treating patients.
Sometimes that's what sets you back on getting things done. You take care of the patient first and then come back and write it down.
All the work leaves little time for dinner.
The calzone?
Calzone, pepperoni.
Sometimes delivered pizza sits on a table as patients are brought in on stretchers. When a stabbing victim is on the way,
ETA to your facility again is 15 minutes.
Gepke quickly updates his current patients.
Hey Mary, room 1's gone. Room 2's chart's caught up. She's going to 742. I didn't call a report because they wouldn't take it earlier.
The challenge on this night was keeping a patient who was stabbed twice in the chest calm.
Bear with us. We can get this. We will make sure you don't have a collapsed lung.
Teams of specialists from throughout the hospital are called in to treat trauma victims. Sometimes helping can be difficult.
Hey, Anthony, lay flat on your back. You got to stay this way 5 minutes and we're done.
In all, Gepke treated 12 ER patients on this 12-hour shift. 6 of them were traumas. Even though some nights never seem to end, Gepke says the secret to a successful nurse is one who cares.
I think somebody that's just very compassionate and caring about other people.
At 7 years old, Chad Welker is considered a veteran of motocross.
When did I start racing? 6.
That's a veteran in the eyes of 5-year-old Austin Bruckshaw.
This is my first year.
50s are running 3 laps for the heat.
But there's one thing these kids have in common. No fear.
I say a lot of prayers for safety.
Definitely some radical wild kids out here. When the gate drops, it is extremely competitive.
While a lot of their friends are playing sports like soccer, these kids say they would never trade a corner kick for a kickstand.
I just like this better. I tried soccer before and I didn't like it.
We always tell them it doesn't matter if you come in last or first, as long as you have fun and you don't get hurt.
Motocross is really a family sport. Like father like son came true for Don Welker when he bought his 3-year-old a 50cc bike.
He's supposed to be waiting on the trailer, while I was out doing a few practice laps, and I turn around and he's right behind me.
Racing here is no joyride. These kids have to use some motocross muscle.
You go up and down, up and down. Like when you sit down, they kind of come up and hit your butt.
And that's why there are no ifs, ands, or buts when it comes to protecting your child's ifs, ands, or butt.
Chest protectors, kidney belts, knee braces, elbow pads, neck braces, helmets, so they're covered.